Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I just made some coffee for this afternoon. Actually, my son got home from school and I made him a Hot Pocket, and then I made some coffee. This kid, and then he picks up the Hot Pocket after it's been in the microwave and picks it up as if he doesn't know that they're hot when they come out. So anywho, don't you love Hot Pockets? I remember when I was in college, I think I was in college, I like those ham and cheese Hot Pockets, but I hadn't had one of those things in a long time. But the kids love them. All right. John Deaton was on BitBoy's show today, so let's start off with that. This was the ending. There was a lot of good parts, but of course this was the clip I liked.
I still believe that when this case is over, it is going to be explosive momentum for altcoins and XRP specifically. And I believe that XRP will be the biggest gainer of the second half of this bull run once this happens. Well, what are your thoughts on the effect of the XRP settlement on the price when it does happen?
I tend to agree with you. I think that we're going to see a revision of 2017, that XRP ripped the furthest, the fastest, and the last one to rip.
Now, John also said BitBoy had asked him in this clip when John thought there might be a resolution in this case, and John said that it was just his opinion, but he said he thought probably January if he was guessing. He said there could be something earlier, but that was just what he was thinking. Okay, here's an interesting Joseph Lubin clip posted by Stefan Huber today.
Essentially get the benefit of their expertise. There's an SEC official, I think her name is Hester Pierce. She wrote a blog post a handful of weeks ago about sandboxes, and she felt that instead of creating a sandbox for different projects to play in, which is really quite constrained, and you've got regulators giving you little pieces of sand and giving you little shovels of a certain shape that you can use. She felt that was an overly constraining environment and not an environment that would foster innovation. So she felt that the better model is to take a somewhat hands-off approach early on and be a lifeguard, be sort of watching from a high chair and making sure projects don't get into too much trouble. But
now, I think the point Stefan Huber was making by posting this is that Joseph Lubin's acting like he barely even knows her name. We've seen him do this in a lot of the video clips. The one that comes to mind is the day of the Bill Hinman speech. He was actually there, and he played dumb when he spoke after Bill Hinman did, and he played dumb about the speech itself. He had not read through it or something like that. And this guy was freaking involved in the meetings with the SEC leading up to it, and he played dumb. Now, wanted to show you this because I dug this clip up today. This guy right here is the creator of the Ethereum Foundation. I want you to listen to what he says in this clip.
The foundation is not. The foundation concept is not designed actually to give.
These guys, what he's talking about is they're talking about creating foundations in Switzerland the way that he did for Ethereum. So listen to this.
Legal shelter. The foundation concept is that a foundation has no stakeholder. So if you want to have a fully decentralized protocol, and you release your protocol idea, you open source it, and you want to have a central place which is only committed to actually finally develop it or release it and to further develop it and advocate it, then you want to ensure that you have a legal entity in place which cannot misuse the funds collected or that you want to have an entity in place which doesn't have a stakeholder which could potentially misuse the funds. So that's the reason why we decided, when we were setting up the Ethereum Foundation and we organized the pre-sale for Ethereum, that was the reason why we decided for the foundation structure to have a stakeholder-less, only purpose-driven vehicle in place, which is in addition audited as well as supervised by the federal authority. So this really ensures that whatever you collect will only be used for the specific predefined purpose.
Okay, so the Ethereum Foundation is audited according to him. Where can we take a look at that audit? I'd like to see an audit of that and an audit of consensus. Those two things, because that's the whole, this is what Brad Garlinghouse said to Joseph Lubin when he was on stage with him. That's the, I'm trying to remember what the wording Brad Garlinghouse used. He said it's called hypocrisy. But what he was saying was, here we are, Ripple, we're being transparent about what we do, and so everybody attacks us for it. But you over at Consensus or the Ethereum Foundation, you're not showing anybody anything about what you're doing behind the scenes and who bought, who sold. In fact, Joseph Lubin said that he was going to help the whales disguise their purchases if they wanted to. Okay? So somebody needs to see the audit of the Ethereum Foundation, and how about Consensus? And how about who are those whale purchasers that Lubin says he was going to help be able to hide their purchases in the Ethereum pre-sale? Here's another clip. Brad Combs put this one together. This is from this same guy, the guy who, what's his name? Dr. Luca Miller. He's the guy that created the Ethereum Foundation. Listen to this.
Security, is it a commodity? Is it a currency? What is a token? And then we have to understand that although these nerds, and all these decentralized guys, and all these pirates, they like to say, guys, fuck the governments. We want to have a fully decentralized system. We don't trust anymore the banks and all these establishments. We want to be fully decentralized. Let the world be decentralized. And then we old guys, we are then a little bit realistic and say, guys, be realistic. There needs to be a certain part of centralization.
See, now that's what we've been saying all along. That's what we've been saying all along. The whole Hinman speech, the whole concept of Ethereum somehow being decentralized when nothing else is, was a complete lie. They literally tried to engineer it with word games and tried to rationalize, oh, Ethereum's decentralized. Well, who decides that? Nancy Rotas actually said this on stage. She says, I don't even think Ethereum's decentralized, and she was in the meetings. She's like, what? So Ethereum's decentralized, and now what does everybody else do? She was making the whole point. We've played that video. It's a joke. It's a lie, more importantly. The whole thing's a lie. Everything that's going on right now with all this is a lie. You go after one, you don't go after another. I'm going to skip over this and go to this. Eleanor Terrett had tweeted this out. The confirmation of this woman is creepy. Saleh Amarova. I think she's a Chinese with a Russian last name. She's the confirmation of her as comptroller of the currency could be devastating for the future of crypto. She believes in excessive government control and has criticized the democratization of finance. Not good for an industry that's trying to innovate, grow, and thrive. I was going to show you this. There's some great clips here from Ripple. I had put this out, and this guy replied to it. This woman's creepy. She's a freaking communist, folks. There's no two ways about it. This is a creepy situation, and they're trying to put her to head the OCC in to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency in the United States of America. And this country just seems to get creepier and creepier by the day, in my opinion. Okay, now I'm trying to get to what I wanted to get to, so I'm going to skip this too, even though it was good. TAIG XRP. Go in his thread and check this out. It's a Vitalik Buterin. It's a little thread where he's talking about the Ethereum pre-sale in there. I did want to show you this because they finally, after Eleanor Terrett pointed it out, the SEC then put the schedule for Gary Gensler up on the website for September. Well, you'll never guess who last month we uncovered that Gary Gensler was meeting with George Soros while he didn't have the time to talk to the 60,000 plus XRP holders who he claims to be he claims to give two craps about protecting, and that's the according to Gary Gensler, this guy can barely sleep at night. He's so worried about protecting investors, but he can't even talk to one of us about how he has hurt us. Well, don't worry. We're trying to solve that problem right now. But he can meet with George Soros, and this month he's meeting with Jamie Dimon himself, who is JP Morgan, which is a partner with Consensus, Joseph Lubin's outfit, okay? From early on, the Ethereum Foundation, JP Morgan. He can meet with them. All right. Now, Hester Pierce was on Twitter today, and Mr. B asked her a question. He said, I would just like to ask a procedural question. How are settlements agreed upon, by a vote of the commission or the chairman alone? Thank you. She answered him. She says, both bringing and settling a lawsuit require a majority vote of the 5 commissioners. Well, now we know the rules. So here's the 5 commissioners. You got Hester Pierce. You got Gary. You got Elad Roisman, Allison Heron Lee, Caroline A. Crenshaw. Okay? As far as this is me just thinking out loud from everything I've read, seen, and heard, these 2 are the 2 that are the good guys, as far as I can tell. There could be more good guys, but I think these 2 would lean in the right direction. But I don't know that for sure. It's just me thinking. Now, so what we did is I had somebody help me, and they went and found all of the email addresses of all of these commissioners. This way, and they were making the point to me. So here we are. Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson are being sued, and Ripple's being sued. And from what John Deaton has said 1,000 times, they're not saying that the XRP that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson sold or bought or whatever back in 2013 are securities. They're saying those are securities, and the securities that you and I own, buy, and sell to this day are securities. In other words, the oranges themselves in the Howey test are securities. That's what they're saying in the lawsuit, okay? So what I said to people on Twitter and what I'm saying to you now, if 3 out of 5 SEC commissioners can vote to settle the case, it's time that we all, we are the ones that are hurt the most, the retail investors. We're the people that all these people, that is their sole purpose. It's the sole purpose for the SEC, or it's the number 1 purpose of the SEC, is to protect investors. So since they won't respond to us, let's email them directly and tell them as individual investors how they have hurt us, are hurting us, and will continue to hurt us if they don't settle this lawsuit, and get them to email back to us and tell us why they think this is right. And this is all against the backdrop. Everybody knows, and every one of these commissioners, including Gary Gensler, including Hester Pierce, all of them know that the Ethereum thing is a bunch of BS. They all know it. They know Jay Clayton walking out and dropping this lawsuit on the way out the door is BS. They all know it. They know the Ethereum decentralization thing is one big lie. It was a bunch of word games to spin something so that they could so somebody, whoever was pulling the strings, could get Bitcoin and Ethereum out from under securities laws. Period. They all know it. They know that we have the timeline. They know all of this stuff, and they owe the people they're supposed to be there to protect an explanation. So send them an email. Send them 5 emails, and tell them DAI sent you. I don't care. This is total bullcrap what these people continue to do to the average people out here and this is what makes me so mad. The people listening to my voice, they're like me. All we wanted, we saw a great opportunity. We saw a great opportunity to maybe, just maybe, spot something that nobody else saw. Maybe, just maybe, make a lot of money like Vitalik Buterin did, like Joe Lubin did, like all of those Ethereum founders did, that put it in their pocket, and they've never shown anyone how much they made, how much they own, who bought it, who sold it. We do know from Vitalik Buterin's own words, he got the Ethereum Foundation to sell 70,000 Ethereum to make their runway bigger for the foundation. What does make their runway bigger mean? All right. This is one of my sponsors that link to linqto.com. Okay. Now I've been showing you where you can buy private equity on their platform. It's for accredited investors, but they've set up this Link to Bucks referral program. So if you're on there, you can share your own link, and they sign up and get $250. They complete a purchase and you get $750. Simple. Okay. So they're doing this on their site now. And then I also wanted to show you this. This is very interesting. They have added some very powerful information onto this platform. And what all the unicorns that are on this platform, they've put information up here like key investors. These are all the key investors. You can go down key officers. I didn't even know some of these people were officers. I've never even heard of John Mitchell. Then they got other sections, funding and competitors. Shows their different funding rounds, like a grant from Bill and Melinda Gates, Bank of England Accelerator, 2070. I've never seen this stuff. Non-unicorn competitors, JP Morgan's on the list, go figure. Partners and customers, they got a whole list of these. Officers and board of directors, I didn't know half of these names either. David Link, Morris Miller, Arjun Shute. This is an interesting one, Federal Reserve System. So anyway, there's lot of interesting information on these companies on here. I'm a digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family to check out Linkto, LINQTO. And if you haven't, especially if you're an accredited investor, go sign up for an account, or go sign up and find out if you are. And then I've been buying private equity on there. I can't tell you what to do because I'm not a financial advisor. Thanks for listening.